Hello. Over the weekend, I had great plans. My plan was to do some reading as part of my course. This was the hope. However, just after breakfast on Saturday, a phone call came. There was some mess to tidy. The rest of the weekend followed a similar pattern, dealing with mess. Of course, each mess was different. Some was mess because of different viewpoints. Another mess because of mistakes, recent and one from the past. There was mess because of lack of information and because of lack of skills. There was mess due to spinning too many plates. The reality is that life is messy. With COVID around, of course, that mess gets a bit worse, even as we start to see a potential end to it. But life has in reality always been messy, and that links back to chapter 3 of Genesis, where mess first came into the world. As Eve ate the forbidden fruit and passed it on to Adam, he followed her like a lemming plummeting to its doom. And Genesis says that sin crept into the world. And indeed, the world would not be a mess without this moment. I guess you could even argue that we wouldn't even know what mess looked like without this moment. Because sin seeks to mess things up, and let's face it, so often we see that in the lives that go on around us. However, one of the joys of mess is the feeling that you get when the mess is tidied away, a new beginning ahead. And as much as sin seeks to create mess, I'm convinced that God loves to tidy that mess up. He loves doing it so much that he sent Jesus to die for our mess, to die because of our mess. Amazing. But as well as creating a way to tidy the mess, God also likes to work through it. God works through messy people like me and like you. In fact, if we look at the pages of the Bible, we see how many messy people God used to bring about his plan of salvation. The Bible is filled with people who are far from perfect, and yet God is able to use their lives. I think this is all because God is all-powerful and supreme and can do anything. In St. Paul's letter to the Romans, Paul says, he works all things together for the good of those who love him and serve his purposes. God takes our mess, whether it's reflected on us or whether it's part of our own doing, and he transforms it to serve his purposes. And he seems to love doing it. He blesses the mess. So, when you're faced with mess, rather than getting frustrated, perhaps think about trying to ask God to transform it. My prayer today is that we would trust God with the mess. Sometimes we need to trust him to tidy the mess around us, and other times we need to trust him to use us through the mess to achieve his will. Bless you all.